What if we told you there was a way to build extreme levels of wealth incredibly fast? What if we told you that almost all self-made millionaires and billionaires have used this exact strategy to build their fortunes, and there's nothing stopping you from doing the same? And no, this isn't about the law of attraction or about marrying someone rich. We know you're smarter than that, so let's dive into it. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Asymmetric risks or asymmetric opportunities are when the rewards are higher than the costs of participating with a decent likelihood of success. If you invested $5,000 in Amazon stock when it fell to only $5 a share in 2001 and held it until today, you would have $3.2 million. If you invested $1,000 in Bitcoin only 5 years ago, you would have well over $100,000 today. These are examples of asymmetric risk in the investment space, but this kind of risk-reward ratio can be found in all aspects of your life. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear list of such opportunities that we've identified for you. Basically, the goal is to find situations where you can lose a little but win big if it works out in your favor. If you watched our last week's video, you know that most people will never be rich, and one of the big reasons is that average humans don't understand the concept of asymmetry. They're accustomed to small wins and dramatic rare losses. A good example of this is someone who works a job getting a small salary consistently until the market turns, and now they find themselves unemployed. The only way to thrive in this kind of socioeconomic climate is to embrace risk. You can't remove the volatility, so instead of it killing you, use it to win big. This is one of the reasons why we invest in technology startups. Statistically, 6 out of 10 projects we invest in will fail. 3 will do okay, and 1 will do well enough to pay for all 10 and then some. Another example of asymmetric risk is when you start a company or join a company where you have shares. At most, you can lose your time and whatever you consider to be the opportunity risk. But if the company does well, the end result could be life-changing. We've used this concept of asymmetry in everything we do. For example, this video right here is an asymmetric bet. We've spent some time and resources to create a piece of content that lives forever. As long as people find it valuable and keep consuming it, we'll be getting a return. Any type of content is an asymmetric bet. Write a book, start a podcast, record a video, tweet out ideas, post on social media. All of these have the potential to reach millions of people, and the collateral benefits outside of digital likes are enormous. This works phenomenally well if you leverage it against digital products. Instead of a book, make it an ebook, and your costs of production are just the time you put into writing it. A digital course has the same kind of scale benefits. You make it once, and then you can sell it as many times as people are willing to buy it. Asymmetric opportunities are everywhere around you and in all aspects of your life. This is why people take the risk to move to big cities. Relocating to a big city allows access to people and opportunities you don't have in your small town. It's the same thing with traveling the world. The biggest asymmetric risk of it all is doing all of this when you're young. Even if nothing works out, you still have enough time to make it back. Going on as many first dates as possible allows you to meet different kinds of people and figure out what kind of partner you're actually looking for. The downside is it simply doesn't work out and you move on to the next date. But the upside is finding the love of your life and the person you'll spend most of your remaining days with. Going on dates or out to parties has a low cost of entry, but you never know who you're going to meet and what kind of impact they could have on you. We do the same with reading books. A book costs $15 and a few hours of your time. Not every book we read is going to be life-changing, but every once in a while, a really good one will come along that generates exponential growth for us by connecting some key pieces of information. It's the same reason we buy courses or go to business events. For us, the cost is justified because in a long enough time horizon, the investment will pay off hundredfold. This is why thousands of people go to courses.alux.com and purchase one of our educational experiences. If If you look for them, asymmetric opportunities are widely available. You're here because you care about finances, so here's why we believe crypto is the biggest asymmetric opportunity we've found so far. As of writing this script, the price for one Bitcoin is around $42,000. We believe the price for one Bitcoin will be worth a minimum of $250,000 in the next 5 years. From an investment perspective, if we make the investment and buy one Bitcoin, the most we can lose is $42,000, but the reward if this works out is at least 5 times our investment today. It's the same reason we're betting so heavily on Ethereum, betting it'll flip Bitcoin in terms of market cap, and have made numerous early-stage investments in DAOs and other crypto projects. Raoul Pal said it best in a recent interview when he said,
I think if you work under the hypothesis that the space is going up 100x in 10 years, let's say 10, 15 years, whatever the number is, then it almost doesn't matter what price you pay now.
traditional finance is struggling due to the current climate. Investing in stocks or real estate barely keeps up with inflation. Automation and disruptive technologies are around the corner, eating up more and more of the slow and steady returns traditional investors were accustomed to. All of this pushes smart investors toward asymmetric opportunities. The math that supports this strategy is simple. An investment can only go down 100%, but its potential upside is infinite. As long as you have the ability to generate income on your own, it's just a matter of time until one of your investments hits it big. If you can survive it, who cares if you lose 6 or 7 times, as long as the 8th one takes care of you for life. Who cares if 7 books are bad or 7 dates don't work out if the 8th one really is a home run? You have to take the emotional fear out of your ability to try things. This isn't your parents' world anymore where you picked one job, worked at it for 40 years, and then retired. You have to adapt to the world we're living in or you'll be swallowed up by the flood that's coming. And that's what we'll discuss next Sunday. How to survive and thrive in this new world that's being created. It's gonna be a really good one, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We want you to take some time this week to look around you. What asymmetric opportunities have you found in your life? Let us know in the comments, as your input might actually help someone else from our community. And as for those of you still watching, of course, there's a bonus waiting. In order to be able to take full advantage of asymmetric opportunities, you need an income machine. You need to know that money's coming in no matter what, be it through your own ability to convert your knowledge, skills, and time into currency. Ideally, at this stage in your life, you don't have that many dependencies and you don't need that much to keep living the way you are. So make it a priority to invest in asymmetric opportunities consistently. Be it by dollar cost averaging into crypto projects, writing one blog post or page per day, or hitting that publish button on your podcast or YouTube channel. Plant your seeds and water them regularly. It won't be long until one of these opportunities will bear enough fruit for you to focus on it exclusively. The catch is, you don't know when it'll happen, so the best strategy is to just keep putting in the work. You can de-risk an investment through education, and as long as that income machine is bringing those checks consistently, you have a predictable path moving forward. So figure out how to make more money than you need to survive and invest the rest consistently. It'll do wonders for your life, and it'll prove our theory that watching this alux.com video was probably the best asymmetric bet you've ever made in your life. Now, before we end this video, we're curious to know, which style do you prefer for the Sunday motivational video? This new one where we focus on a single narrative, or the old one where we did a list of 15 things? Please write in the comment, new or old, depending on which one you like better. It helps us to make content that you truly like.